Good morning. Welcome back to the Red Mic. Happy Monday. Glad you're here. Hope you had a great weekend. I know I did. To all those mothers out there, hope you had a good Mother's Day. Today's Red Mic message: free speech got unalived. This is the first of what will be at least a three-part series of Red Mic messages where I'm talking about speech, media, communications, well, and the strange way that technology is reshaping how we human beings talk to each other, about each other, how we get messages out, all of that sort of stuff. And I fully expect that today's message may get throttled, buried by the algorithm, disappear into the digital cornfield entirely. If I was monetized, and I'm not big enough to be monetized, this one would get a big red X, I figure, because I'm going to say some words that, our electronic algorithmic overlords don't like, and I don't care. I'm poking the sacred cow of social media, the ridiculous language games we play in order to avoid offending machines. So be it. I'm going to say this carefully because nuance matters. I am almost a free speech absolutist. Let me say that again. I am almost a free speech absolutist. Unless your speech creates an immediate, direct danger, the clear and present danger talked about in the courts, the old yelling, quote, quote, yelling fire in a crowded theater, unquote. Unless your speech meets that definition, that example, I generally believe people should be allowed to speak their minds, no matter how stupid, no matter how ridiculous, no matter how wrong, no matter how offensive it might be. No one has a constitutional right to never be offended. Yeah, so buckle up, snowflakes. I might say something that bugs you. Maybe not today, but sooner or later. Oh, you can't say that. I'm offended. So you do not have a constitutional right to never be offended. Now, somewhere along the way, we took that political correctness that seeped into everything, and we started letting the algorithms shape how we as human beings communicate. Not judges, not laws, not even editors. Algorithms, basically machine software, machine learning, machine standards, advertising filters, brand safety software. And because those systems are blunt instruments, they cannot detect the difference between that joke killed me, unquote, and an actual violent threat. So what did creators do? They adapted, not because the language makes more sense, but because they learned the machines punish certain words. If you say, quote, quote, suicide, views may drop. If you say murder, your video may get limited. And if you say kill, your content may get flagged, suppressed, age restricted, or demonetized. So now people say these ridiculous things. Unalive, pew pew, for the G word. Gun, yeah, pew pew. Really? Grape. They put a G in front of the word. Okay. Sewer slide. I don't even know what that one means. When I was researching this, that was one of the ones that popped up, and I was like, I don't know what that means. Sewer slide. Please explain that one to me. And what started as a few internet workarounds has turned into this huge laundry list of things that, you can't say anymore. I mean, I suspect that George Carlin is spinning in his grave right now because, it went from his words you can't say on television to just this ridiculous list of words that aren't offensive. And even if they are offensive, who cares? We as Americans, we have the right to say offensive things, even if they're stupid. Journalists have not forgotten English, but headlines are written for algorithms first and humans second. If saying, quote, quote, killed hurts distribution on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, editors notice, investors notice, money notices, traffic notices. Eventually, what do? They rewrite the language to get around the algorithm. The internet originally promised unrestricted communication. It was supposed to make it where we could say anything we wanted and we could make each other understand each other. But now people speak in these algorithm safe dialects because invisible software might punish the use of certain words or phrases, and then no one sees it. The internet is regulating everything that we hear. Now, I understand why platforms do this. Advertisers. No bucks, no Buck Rogers. And advertisers do not want their truck commercial sitting next to graphic crime footage or self-harm videos or stuff like that. And I get it. I understand. But platforms process so much content every minute that some automation is unavoidable, but there's still something so deeply strange about a culture where adults are using baby talk euphemisms because the machines might reduce their reach. That not only changes communication, it changes clarity, it changes emotional weight. And I think over time, it might even change how people think because language matters. Precision in language matters. Direct language matters. And when people become afraid to use plain words, societies start drifting into sanitized artificial communication that is less human. Now, maybe I'm just getting old. Maybe I am the digital version of Homer's dad yelling at the clouds. But I still think that saying killed instead of unalived sounds a whole lot more like adults having a conversation than people negotiating with a malfunctioning robot hall monitor saying, no, you can't say that. And that's today's Red Mike message. I hope you found it interesting or helpful. I hope you're able to put some of these ideas and thought in your own life, your own workplace, maybe your own social media content. It's got to get better, y'all. It's just got to get better. Anyway, I love you guys. I'm glad you're here. I hope to see you again tomorrow. And until then, don't forget, as always, life is short. Drink the bourbon. I'll see you.